This is Mets-Willets Point.
Transfer is available to the Q48 bus to LaGuardia Airport.
This is a Flushing Main Street bound 7 local train. The next and last stop is Flushing Main Street.
Well, I guess both sides open today. But anyway, today is September 6, 2019. I just got off a 7 train at the Mets-Willets Point Station. Right now it's about 4:30 p.m. Temperature is 63 degrees Fahrenheit, 17 degrees Celsius. And today I'm going to walk around Flushing Meadows-Corona Park. It's also the day of the semifinals, the men's semifinals of the US Open, which is the most coveted tennis championship in the United States.
Hello, everyone.
I believe Rafael Nadal is playing today. As you can see, there's noticeable security here with NYPD and Canines. It's also a very cloudy and rainy day, so I may need to use my umbrella here. These wooden planks are getting a little slippery, and I will need to use my umbrella today. Canines doing their job by being very noisy. All these people are going to see the US Open right now. Looking back, that's the 7 train station and Citi Field, the home of the New York Mets baseball team. Here's a Mets fan dressing up their dog in American patriotic attire. Love that hat. So an FYI, I do not have a ticket to attend the US Open because the tickets are way too expensive for me to make a video about this and then go inside to make my money back. But let's just see how close I can get to the action. This is Corona Yard for the 7 train. This is where the Transit Authority does all their maintenance and repairs on the subway cars for the 7 train. There's a lot of tennis fans here. If I get close enough to the tennis stadium, maybe I could hear some tennis players grunting when they're hitting those tennis balls. Whoop. And there you see how strong the wind is right now. Just hope my umbrella doesn't flip. It's a pretty decent one, but of course no umbrella is going to be perfect when the wind's going crazy. I do believe this storm is the remnants of Hurricane Dorian, which was a monstrous Category 5 hurricane which battered the Bahamas and also battered the Carolinas, but now it's off the coast of the Atlantic Ocean, New York City in general, that area. I like that kid's comment. He said that there's a baseball game today, but little does he know that the US Open is a ball game, but it doesn't involve a baseball. It involves a tennis ball. Okay, so this is the Long Island Railroad station for the Mets-Willets Point Station. Here's the security warnings for the US Open. They don't allow any backpacks, which I have on now, sealed packages, or video cameras or recording devices. So even if I do get in here without a ticket, I won't be able to record anything. So the best I can do is to record the outside until someone tells me to stop. But at least I can get a gauge of how good the excitement is. Also, a note by NYPD, the flying drones are not allowed in New York City, or at least around Flushing Meadow Park. They're allowed, I think, in one area in the Gateway National area, the drones, but we'll see. So here they have their ticket and will call section and the special credentials section. I should just say I'm Action Kid and they'll have to let me in. No, I'm not. I'm filming the excitement. Tomorrow is supposed to be a sunny day for the Women's Finals Championship. Serena Williams will be playing in that match. Yeah. Oh, I'm not going in here. Oh, okay. All right. So you heard the man. I cannot go in here because no bags and no GoPros. So I'm forced to go to the left, but right there is the tennis stadium, Arthur Ashe, and the grandstand. But maybe I can go around to show you some of the action, if I can at least. But there you see they have a big security checkpoint, metal detectors, and bag searches. So here's a David Dinkins circle that I'm circling around. Here's the security screening area. They're checking all the bags. A lot of security here by NYPD. There's a patrol car. Here's an interesting mural, the Pavilion Landing 2019. I can see just past security they have the box office, the US Open box office. Also of note, even though it is a rainy day, the matches will still be played in the Arthur Ashe Stadium, and I believe the other one's called the Grandstand. They have covered domes, so the play goes on regardless of the weather. It won't be raining inside the tennis stadiums. I have heard that the tickets for the US Open range from a minimum of $200 to, I don't know what the maximum price is, but I would imagine that courtside tickets are really expensive compared to the cheapest available tickets. Especially now since it's the semifinals. There's some more tennis stadiums to my right here, past this fence. This park doesn't get really too many visitors outside of when the US Open is in town. This is probably as busiest as it gets, but probably even more so tomorrow and Sunday. I believe the men's semifinals already started at 4 o'clock, and then at 6 o'clock there will be another finals match, semifinals match. Here's a US Open credentials ticket window with nobody in it. Here's a device, I'm not exactly sure what it is, that's been set up. Not really sure what it does. Maybe it's lighting. Okay, I'm gonna try to go around the south gate and see what happens. I already see some barricades to the right, so I won't be walking on that side, but presumably same security features here. It isn't so much rainy right now than it is windy. So right now the men's semifinals are playing between Medvedev and Dimitrov, and then starting at 6 p.m. will be Berrettini against Nadal. Tomorrow will be Andreescu and Serena Williams. Sorry, I'm not really a big follower of tennis, so I apologize if I'm botching these names. And the men's finals will be determined by the winners of these two matches today. So there's the big tennis stadium, the Arthur Ashe Stadium. You can see it's covered right now. There's rain battering it and misting on top of it, but it's not affecting the play right now. See, all the bags need to be checked. Here's the baggage check area. It's a $5 bag check. And a note, if you have American Express, you have a complimentary bag check, so it's free. NYPD vehicle coming down. I thought he was going to come this way, but not yet. There you see major security there. Police with assault rifles, metal detector. Here's the main stadium, Arthur Ashe, with the Rolex clock. Right now the clock says it is about 4:43 p.m. So now that you know what the area is like around here with all the security, I thought I was going to be able to hear tennis matches and screaming, but not today. Instead, I'll walk over to my favorite part of Flushing Meadows-Corona Park, and that is the Unisphere. So, since I can't get into the US Open grounds, I need a ticket, and I have a video recorder and a backpack. They're definitely not going to let me in. There's the Unisphere, which is also the picture logo for my YouTube channel, if you haven't figured that out already. I believe it was US Steel who made this Unisphere for the World's Fair back in, I think there were 2 World's Fairs. I forget the first one, what the dates were, but the second one was from 1964 to 1965. It was an event that brought a lot of companies together to show the progress of humankind with technology advances. And those advances back then included the automobile, the telephone. They rarely have these fountains online, even during the summertime. It is really something else to see when it's all lit up like this and with the water fountains. Only during the US Open. And I have seen a camera here somewhere where they pan on the outside of the Unisphere whenever they go on breaks in the US Open during commercials. I wonder if I could spot it somewhere. But here's the Unisphere, very, very nice. Won't be walking to the right because I don't want to be sprayed with water. There's the Arthur Ashe Stadium in the distance. System cleaning in process. I really don't think this is a cleaning. This is more of a show so that it looks nice during commercial breaks. But it could be, I guess. There's Africa. By the way, these continents aren't to scale. There's some continents which are smaller than they should be, which isn't accurate in the Unisphere. I've also done a more comprehensive tour of Flushing Meadows-Corona Park on my YouTube channel. If you'd like to check that one out, I have it up somewhere. But in that video, I go to the New York State Pavilion in the distance, which is that yellow, those yellow buildings. I go to the Westinghouse time capsules. There's 2 of them that were buried, and they aren't to be opened until, I think it's 1,000 years. I'm not sure. But here's South America and North America. Europe I couldn't get. Take a look at this beautiful mist. I am going to step back a little bit so I don't get the full effect of the water spouts. There's the Queens Museum, which is located inside the New York City building. That building was also built for the World's Fair, and inside that museum you can find a lot of history about the World's Fair when it was hosted at this park. And they also have the largest panorama of New York City in the 5 boroughs. You should really check that out. It's pretty incredible. They even have like mock airplanes coming off and taking off and landing. And I apologize if the lens is getting misted on and has water droplets, but I'll clean it up after I pass this area. This is when an umbrella doesn't come in handy, so I'll just take my umbrella out. There's the gigantic Pacific Ocean, which has no continents in between. Actually, this rain does feel kind of refreshing, to be honest. Or the water droplets. But I do wonder where that camera is that they pointed at the Unisphere. By the way, if anybody sees me on a commercial break, when they pause this, pause for commercial breaks and show the shot of the Unisphere, let me know. I'm the only one walking around with a gimbal and a GoPro, probably the only one in the area. And there on the very, very top, you can't really see it too well, you have Southeast Asia. I think it's a safe time to wipe my lens. Hopefully that helped a bit. But as I was saying, there's Southeast Asia. I see India. Can't really get a good view of Asia in general from this angle. Yeah, Asia you can't really see too well from this vantage point. But anyway, I'm going to leave this video off at a sign, an informational sign of the Unisphere. If you'd like to read more about it, you can pause it. But this is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed my excursion to the US Open, attempting to go in, but unfortunately there's too much security and people checking tickets, as I expected. Be sure to like this video because I just got misted on by a bunch of rain and now I'm wearing wet clothes. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all next time.